Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. Today is Monday, which means today is update day, and even though it was quite understated and not put in the calendar of what update it was going to be, we have had quite a big update come to the game today. So we have had the combat modernization, as well as sort of an outline of what's coming in terms of March. Now this video, I won't be able to go into depth on everything because it is such a massive update. I think they really understated just how much they were doing with combat and what the combat beta was sort of unraveling. So in terms of updates today, we actually have 3 different posts to go through. Now, we're going to go through these at speed, just to highlight all the really big things and things worthwhile looking at. But this is something I would highly recommend you guys to have a read through, understand what they've changed in terms of the game. Jagex have also released a video on YouTube as well, which I will link in the description for you guys to check out, where Edamu sort of describes some of the changes which has happened to the game and just some of the updates they've brought in as well. But definitely worthwhile reading and having a play around with the brand new sort of compatibility styles, just to see what you guys think about it as well. If you have just logged in and checked out your ability bars, you would have seen that they are all over the place. That is because of the changes which has happened today. So the first one I'm going to go through is March's month ahead, as well as the sort of overview type of update post which they normally put on a Monday. Now March is going to be a pretty action-packed month. We've got the combat's rework, which we've just had now in terms of the combat modernization. We are also going to have bug fixes next week, which is going to be the aura overhaul and design update as well, which is really nice. We're going to have a preview of Havenhythe, which is going to be the big update this month and one we're looking forward to. And the 16th to the 27th of March, that's going to be the Dailyscape overhaul. A little bit of a game update where we're going to get the 3 rune metrics as well as some bug fixes as well. Really, really nice. And then the community topic is going to be the player-owned house and 120 construction design as well, which is really, really nice. And then finally, the big main event on the 23rd of March, we're going to have Havenhythe Part 1, which will be pretty massive in terms of the content. That's going to be the real big one in terms of what's coming our way. So March is looking like a very solid month. Lots of fixes, some really big things it's going to be addressing as well in terms of the Dailyscape update. I hope it's a little bit better than what they did in terms of the early game stuff, because again, we had the issues with thieving, so I'm hoping that's all sorted as well. But in terms of the month, it's looking action-packed and definitely another step in the right direction as well. We're getting content as well as modernizing things. We're going backwards and improving on some stuff as well, which is a little bit grindy in terms of Dailyscape as well. So really, really nice. So if we go a little bit further down, this is the video which I'll put in the description for you guys to go and check out. Again, all the videos they sort of put on the updates lately have been very detailed. They really go through all the little bits of the update to highlight and just go into enough detail where it explains it well enough for you guys as well. So the community topics is going to be the aura overhaul, and that's going to be the blog, which sort of describes for it as well. So that's something nice. It's nice, but it seems that every month at the minute we have community topics where they're releasing the blogs, taking the feedback on Reddit and Discord, and then they're moving forward with it as well. That is a complete different direction to what we used to, so that is very nice. It's going to be keeping that up. I was a little bit worried that this was only going to be for the combat beta and the early game stuff, but it seems like that's going to be a constant going forward, which is always a very nice thing as well. Now, in case you've missed it, and again, I'm going to cover these at some point this week as well, because I'm just trying to catch up on videos and stuff, but last week they released some blogs about the Grand Exchange, some improvements they're looking to make to the Grand Exchange, as well as updates to Premium Membership as well. Now, Premium Membership is more of a controversial one out of the two, but what I'll probably do is just tie them both into one video, because I think both of those are very relevant to the kind of content I do as well, which is really nice. And in terms of some JMod replies on certain discussions, we have Mod True on the Livid Farm Rebalance, armor visuals, and then also optimization and world consolidation. So for the rest of this month, Havenhythe is going to be a big point of talk, which again is going to be the big updates. Really nice. We're going to get the first look into 120 construction as well for design and have a look into move forward with it. That is going to be really nice, because I'm hoping that with the 120 construction post, we can kind of like pull the veil back a bit and just see what kind of things you're going to need, how you're going to approach construction, what's going to be the benefit from it as well. So hopefully we can have some really good teasers there. And that's pretty much it in terms of this post. So the PVME Discord has been working with the beta as well to provide some ideal ability bar setups as well. So go and check that Discord out as well. It's really good for certain guides, AFK guides and stuff like that. But these are some rough ones which they've already put up on the post for you guys if you're looking for some ideas on what to do in terms of ability bars anyway. Now, range bars are still in the work, but in terms of the melee and mage, they have got these which are pretty optimal, which is very nice actually. The PVME Discord doesn't get enough love and sort of light on it. It really is a fantastic resource for you guys to use. Very helpful community and full of amazing guides which are really beneficial if you're looking to challenge yourself with some different bosses or looking at some AFK guides as well. Apart from that, that is going to be the first post all completed, and the other ones are patch notes in terms of the combat styles. Now, I'm going to be very quick with this, because when I start scrolling down, you guys will see just how much of this is actually linked and how much information is on these, and it's going to take me like the best part of 30 to 45 minutes of me just talking to you guys about this post, where I really would recommend for you guys to go and watch the video and also read the post as well. They have made some massive changes to this, and I didn't realize just how big it was. Now, first of all, combat stats and skills have now increased to level 120 to sort of mirror what necromancy was as well. Because of that, the damage is sort of scaled as well. So damage per level has a level of scaling, which is something they've included as well, which is really nice. You have the diagram here where it basically sort of mirrors what was in the beta as well. Now, not only that, because we now have 120 turns of combat skills, the 120 capes are actually what they should be. So they now have perks attached to them as well. So the 120 attack cape gives a 2% increased chance for melee attacks, which is really nice. And don't forget, you can use these on cape racks as well. So if there's a cape rack in Anachronia, I think a lot of people use it for quite mid reasons now, whereas these really have benefits. The 120 strength cape now has dismember, slaughter and massacre heal an additional 2% life points, which is very big. 120 magic cape hex spells last twice as long. And 120 range cape grants a 10% chance to not consume ammunition, which in my opinion is a bit of a cop out for the range one. That is such an easy one to use for the range one, where like magic could have been just to not use runes, but it seems to have like a bit something tied to the ability. I think range should have had something similar to that as well, which, you know, it's one of those things, and maybe it's something they'll change a little bit later as well. So ability books, tutorial and legacy have all had a big sort of rework. The amount of abilities now have really sort of condensed down and nowhere near as many as what it used to be, which I think is better because it gives a better flow. People understand what abilities do more often now. And I just think it's a lot of improvement. But I'm not going to talk too much in this. This is what I'm sort of suggesting you guys to go and check out. Now, very similar to necromancy, each of the combat styles is going to have a basic attack. So we're going to have a basic mage, range, and melee attack. Very similar to how you have the necromancy ability as well. So those are going to mirror that, which is really nice. And these are going to be auto attacks. The idea behind this is kind of to mirror what the necromancy basic attack does, where it's going to give you the ability of something which replaces a standard auto attack. It operates on the same standard cooldown system, provides consistent timing across all combat styles, and creates a clearer and more understandable combat rhythm. Now, as we go further down, you also have things about adrenaline generation and usage, threshold ability reworked as well, lesser abilities removed. So there was quite a lot of abilities which didn't really do a lot and kind of cluttered up, which is what they've kind of gone in and swooped around and changed as well. As you can see, more and more detail, and we're not even a quarter of a way through. So we talk through all the abilities, what they've done to change them, what their new thing is now. And the detail on this is quite good, to be fair, because this is not a small update. This is a massive change to the game, and something which has been in the game now for 10 years or more, to be fair. EOC has been around for so long. This is the first big movement to shake it up and change it around to what it needs to be for ease of players. And I think as well, with the big push on newer players coming to the game, this is exactly what you need for it not to be as overwhelming as what the current system or previous system was anyway. But we're just going to scroll through this again, read it. It's really, really worthwhile looking into. I'm going to actually have a play with it more. For me personally, rather than have a sort of like read of everything, I'll have a go and do a couple of Slayer tasks, see how it is, see what I think to it, and then I'll probably read up afterwards. I just think seeing how things have changed is a really nice thing. They've done some special attack adjustments as well, which seems to be something in terms of like damage increase. So as you can see, everything seems to be going up. Nothing really seems to be going down. And the fact you can sort of scale things as well is really nice. So that was for melee. You have your range version, you have your mage version. All of these will go into massive details of what the benefit is. And when I have a bit of a play with this, and when I sort of like have a sort of exposure to the new combat system and how it behaves, I'll do more videos going through it, but for now, I don't want to give you guys advice on stuff I've not really tried out. I've not really played the beta. It's not something I have massive experience in, and the changes like that. I just wanted to sort of do a video for you guys, talk through the update and what my initial thoughts were of it from very early as well. So that was part one. They've put so much stuff in this, they've had to go and make a part two. So we're going to quickly head over to part two now, and then we'll talk through that really quick. But yeah, it's a massive update, and I'm really, really wondering how it's going to sort of flow and change the game as well. So we now have magic. So magic now has a big bit as well, where it's going through all the different stuff, highlighting what's changed and how it's improved in terms of damage and accuracy and all that sort of stuff. Abilities have changed and amended as well, which again, all of the stuff you guys need to go and view all this will be in the description. The description will have a link to the video as well as all this as well. So they've removed some abilities, which again, they'll put all down here. Stuff which isn't really worth it and really worthwhile. But as you can see, by the amount of abilities they've removed, it's pretty massive. Now combat auras have been disabled as well. They've made some adjustments to necromancy. They've made adjustments to food as well as perks, which is really nice actually, because you didn't want to do all this change and not do the background things like invention. Invention affects combat so much, you didn't want to have that missed off. Same for equipment, so they've just did certain parts of equipment as well. So we've got the X, kill, blast diffusion boost, roar of awakening, and no to deceit. They've gone through all the igneous capes as well. All these different things have changed to reflect the brand new style of combat, which seems to be massive. So I'm going to go and do a little bit of Slayer for a little while and just see what's changed. I think Slayer tasks are a really good way to sort of get your head around all of this and see how it goes. It's going to be really weird doing combat on the Hog account, just because I think like I'm so used to a certain way of doing it. Low level combat could be really, really different. But that is going to be this video. I hope you guys are happy with just this brief overview. Again, I think once you've seen these two posts, you'll realize just how much content has sort of been embedded into these updates. It's a massive move in terms of what Jagex have done. So really hope it's going to be something which pays dividends over the next couple of months anyway. But I'll be sharing my thoughts through like maybe a little Slayer video, maybe go and do a couple of tasks on the main account. But definitely if you check out the Grab the Hog series, we'll be looking at low level combat, how it affects lower levels, and how the flow is in terms of that as well. That's the most important thing in terms of this combat update. I think it depends how the combat system flows, how the abilities are used, and how easy it is to sort of get around and use this as well, which is really important. However, the most important thing about this video is I want you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Is it something which seems to be worthwhile in terms of a move? The big combat change is a massive update, and maybe a move in the right direction, maybe a move in the wrong direction. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I will be catching up on videos this week as well, so we'll have a little bit of a chat about premium membership and the Grand Exchange a little bit later on in the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.